What is going on, Mulagins? We are back with another video, man. This undisputed game is crazy, and we're gonna show y'all how to build some of the most epic and legendary fighters in the up-and-coming undisputed game. There is a lot of little details that you're gonna want to pay attention to in this video. So without further ado, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're gonna jump right into this. So for starters, we're going to go into the weight class. No matter what weight class you in, you're going to want to pay attention to your height, your body mass, and that reach. Height, body mass, and that reach. When you're trying to craft these fighters, you know, you might want to go with a slick little outside guy. You want that reach. If you're going with an inside guy, you want some oomph behind them punches, those hooks. On the inside game, you might want to go with a medium to a little shorter reach. You feel me? So it's based on your play style, but you definitely want to make sure the body is going to complement the fighter that you're trying to craft and create. This is very important. If you make a guy with a super long reach, but you're trying to fight in the inside, with the way that the directional punching and things of that nature is in this game, which we're going to talk about in a later video, you're gonna fall into some things that you may not be happy about. So what you're gonna want to do is make sure that you craft this body and this reach the right way as far as your build goes. Another detail I want to point out here is the age. Age will be another little important thing that you're going to want to pay attention to in your career mode. The younger you start off, the more time you have to, you know, climb the rankings, develop your character, because if you make him older, the way the system is when you're basically simulating week to week, doing training camps for a certain amount of weeks, you will age over time, whether you have to cut weeks, cut weight certain weeks, whether you have to just get sharp in a gym before negotiating a fight. Weeks are going to matter, so make sure you pick a proper age that you want to rock out with for the career that's going to be comfortable for you and not shorten your experience or just alter your experience in any way possible. So for starters, your stance, orthodox or southpaw. If you're into boxing, whether you're a boxing fan or you boxed before, you know what's going on. Lead hand with your right hand. If you're a southpaw, the lead hand will be with your left if you're orthodox. And then we're gonna get into the punch set. You got traditional A, traditional B. I don't want to go through all of them, but Philly shell, hands down, peekaboo, slugger. And then you got the different boxes, and I'm sure there will be a lot more boxes available on release date, but for now, you see the boxes that they have available there, and you want to make sure that you find a punch set that you're comfortable with. Make sure the wind-up animation is something that you're gonna like and you're gonna be comfortable with, because you're gonna have to start off with a lower overall, and you want to make sure that these punches are fitting your style. Some of these punches may have wind-up animations that you don't like, so you want to test things out and make sure that the punch animation set that you go with fits the style that you pick. Trust me, this is super important and is going to help you in the long run. So if you need to go test a couple out before you really get on the guy that you want to work with, I advise you go do that. Even if you got to play with some guys in exhibition to get a feel for how them punches are being thrown, you're going to want to do that and learn that directional punching, guys. Learn that punching. We're going to get into that in another video, but I'm telling you, this is very important when it comes to the directional punching, the type of footwork and style of punches that are going to be thrown. Next, we're going to go into the blocking sets. They got the traditional block set, they got the cross arm guard, and then they also have the Philly shell. So you're going to be able to block, move in different ways, but this is going to be basically your go-to block set when you pressing the block button. This is going to be the animation that is triggered, and once again, based on your style, based on the way you lean, based on the way you move your head, based on if you're inside or outside, you're going to want to pick a blocking set that is fit for you in attributes, cutment. All of those things will also play a part in all of these things, and when we get into the statistics, I can't wait to show you. So let's jump into that now. When we're here at this stats tab now, you're gonna have fight style. The different fight styles they have is swarmer, slugger, outboxer, and boxer puncher. You get different things depending on which style you choose. With a swarmer, you receive the following effects: punch stamina, cost reduced by 10%, punch damage increased by 5%, stamina drained by 5%, starting health is reduced by 10%, and it gives you a description on what a swarmer is. And basically choosing these archetypes is basically just gonna help you have little bonuses towards what your play style is. So this is very important. If you know your play style is a certain way, then you may want to go with that archetype. If you know you're more of a walk 'em down type of guy, you're gonna want to use a swarmer. If you know you want to just throw heavy punches and trade blows, you're gonna want to go with a slugger. If you want to, in and out work outside boxer Floyd Mayweather style, Sugar Ray Robinson style, you're gonna want to go with the outboxer. And then boxer puncher is basically a jack of all trades, where you won't get any boosts, you won't get any buffs, you won't get any buffs, you won't get any nerfs. However, you will be able to just craft your guy exactly how you want him to be. And all of them are pretty effective. You can sometimes maybe offset them if you think that you may fight with a different style, but you want the perks or the nerfs of another. That'll be an interesting strategy too. But I've noticed you really want to tailor your guide to these archetypes, and you will have better results with these little boosts and these little nerfs that they have for each archetype. But these are very important when trying to build a crazy fighter. I'm gonna show you guys how to build every type of fighter, but for the sake of this video, we're just gonna show you guys how to build all around guys with the attribute system and what they're giving us. When you're done with everything, you're gonna get into this attribute scene. When you get into this attribute scene, you can start off with everything at 45 and they'll give you 150 points. They do have some presets, as you can see here. Speed, they have a preset for every category, I believe. This is gonna be how you're crafting your fighter. You're gonna start off with a certain amount of points, and because I was going to the different presets, I don't have the custom, but you can turn everything down to, I believe, 40, and you can craft this thing exactly how you want it to be. And one thing I noticed, when you're going with balanced fighters, they're gonna take longer to develop in the long run because they're not specializing in one thing, which means fights can be challenging on a come up when you got guys who are locked in on one thing. However, once you got that balanced boxer to a point where you're decent at everything and you're going against guys who's good at one thing but lacking, you will see that you'll be drawing a lot more separation the later you go on in your career, developing your skills as a balanced fighter. Now, bear with me though, as a balanced fighter taking that road, you're gonna have to work hard, you're gonna have longer camps and things of that nature. So that's why crafting a fighter who specializes in something may help you, depending on your play style, climb the rankings a lot faster, gain a lot more fame and money, which will give you access to things in this game a lot faster. And when I say you're gonna want to pay attention to every detail when crafting your fighter, trust me, you're gonna want to pay attention to every little detail. So don't want to talk you guys heads off, but you see we got vitality, stamina, speed, strength, defense, and heart as the categories. And like I said, you're gonna want to definitely make sure you're touching all the boxes somewhat, but you can do some little tricky things to craft a fighter that specializes in something and has more than a heads up on his competitions. For instance, you can't go too crazy to start off. The highest you can put up is 60, but if you go with a guy with 60 punch speed, 60 movement speed, 60 accuracy, 60 agility, and then you maybe go with left hand power 60, right hand power 60, power punching, counter punching, let's say jabs, hooks, and this is actually pretty good. I'm doing this on the fly, but this is actually pretty decent in a way that it can be risky. However, you may be able to make some things happen with a build like this. I'm just gonna go a little 50 on endurance, 50 on conditioning, 50 on the stamina, 50 on the health, and we still got some points. So this build is actually not bad. And like I said, I'm just doing this on the fly really quickly for this video. if you were to sacrifice and create a player like this, you will have a heads up on the competition when it comes to power, speed, maybe slightly when it comes to health and stamina early on. But look at the things that you're giving up: the slight stamina regeneration, recoveries, condition, endurance, and all of those little things are important when you read their description. So if you're doing a give and take game, know that you're running a risk. But I do know that this can work in a way where if you're cherry picking, and I don't want to say cherry picking in a bad way, but if you're scheduling your fights based on styles, you can really climb the rankings pretty quickly here without having to develop an all-around skill set if you're gonna go with the proper manager, and fight the guys that you need to fight to give you the time to build up these other things that are alarming. So matchups make fights, styles make fighters, you know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. So you're gonna really want to get in here and craft something, and also keep in mind what your weaknesses is once again, so that way you're scheduling fights and working with your manager to select the fights that will help you develop in the timely fashion for your build. You don't want to rush this. You don't want to just rush the rankings to get to the top. That takes the fun out of it. You really want to craft a certain fighter, learn that skill set, see what works for him, and then jot out that path with the different things that they're gonna allow you to do. But this was a fighter that I live streamed with, and I was able to really craft him as an outboxer. I guess my natural play type was a swarmer, but I wanted to learn how to use an outboxer, so I crafted this guy and had his career on the live stream, so you can check that out if you want. But here we're gonna go into why selecting a coach, and also these pro career goals are super duper important. So you have pro career goals that's going to give you additional attributes for different things. You have stats and challenges, which are also going to give you attribute bonuses for different things. So you're going to want to pay attention to that, as well as your team. So your objectives, your teams, your rankings, the gym, this whole career hub is very important when crafting the fighter and building the legacy that you want to build. So just for the overlay purposes, we're going to start with the gym, and each gym has their perks. They come with a sign-up fee, a weekly fee, a fame required fee, and well, not a fame required fee because they don't charge you the fame, but you have to have the fame to access the gym, and it also comes with perks. So this gym, the starter gym, doesn't really come with as much perks as the final gym, but they all have their different perks in which you can definitely take advantage of and craft your fighters based on this. It also may not craft your fighter in a different way depending on the gym that you choose and how you utilize it, but it just may help you get to certain points that you're comfortable with, or whether it be for fame, whether it be to earn more money, whether it be to save money. These gyms are very important when it comes to those little things, and they can help you definitely take off a lot faster. You won't even have access to all of the gyms, like I said, unless you meet certain requirements, but once you do and you're able to take advantage of these perks, trust me, you guys are going to have a good time with just finding the right gym for you and your character. And it can be different scenarios and reasons as to why certain gyms may benefit your style and your character more than the others, regardless to the gym level or the specific perks. So that's pretty much a wrap up for the gym. I can go into more detail on that maybe in its own video if need be, but for just the overview of crafting a fighter, gyms are very, very important, guys. So next up, we're gonna go into the rankings tab, and rankings is super important. This screen became a very close friend of mine because you can actually scout fighters. You can scout the fighters that you're looking to negotiate with. If you're not happy with the guys that your managers bought to you, you can manually look for fights, and there will be certain guys available. But this is the way that you can scout and learn about these guys, check their stats, and when you look at their top stats, this is basically going to show you the things that they prioritize. And this is why, you want to build your fighter a certain way, and you want to choose the guys that you're fighting on your way up the rankings wisely, because you don't want to choose a guy who, has all the things that can dominate your style of a fighter. This screen really became, my close friend when it came to just picking the right fights if I didn't like what my manager brought to me, and just making sure that I was fighting guys who kind of matched the style and was going to help me get to a certain point development wise. And as long as I get to a certain point development wise in a timely fashion and the goal that I give myself, I'm not really tripping on climbing the ranks and becoming the most famous fighter as soon as possible. So it's based on how you want to do it, but if you want to do that, there's still ways that you can do that. You can always take the higher ranking guys. You can negotiate for more fame and more money to fast track certain things. It wasn't a thing that I wanted to do, but I like that there's an option and that you can do that if that's what you want to do. So next up, we got the team. The team is super important because everyone comes with their different perks, their different grades, and their grades are going to affect not only your attributes, but how quickly you're going to progress when in the different gyms. So everything kind of ties into everything in a certain way, and that's why I said those little details are super duper important, guys. Super duper important. If I go to a gym that's already giving me attribute bonuses or the ×2 bonuses, but then I have a coach who also has an A, which gives me 10% training bonuses in certain areas, I know if I'm going to concentrate this in that gym, it's going to progress a lot faster and I'm going to be able to receive those bonuses. So that is why these different screens on the hub really go into each other and make this career next level for me. This is things that Fight Night did not have, and go into the immersion and the style of gaming that I like. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but this, I'm telling you, this career mode is super underrated, and the details that go into it was just amazing. And just having this to start as a base is really amazing, because when they can add the cosmetic things, the cut scenes, and the other things that you guys want, it's just gonna take the game to a level that we've never seen before. And even with it not being in the game, just us having to be able to pay attention to those things as we're progressing through the career, that is super exciting to me. And it was all that I really needed. But don't want to talk you guys heads off in that realm for too long. And traits are a huge thing in this game. Traits are also going to give you perks, much like those archetype perks, that's going to help your fighter go to the next level. Bomber increases the damage of power punch straight thrown to the head. So this is just letting me know that when I throw that straight to the head, you're in trouble. And these traits are huge. You're gonna also want to try to pay attention to the traits of the fighters you're going against, because you don't want to get hit with no crazy straight if you know a guy has 50% of a damage increase. And even if a guy is a lower overall, if he has that and he has a 50% increase and he's hitting you with straights, or if his is a hook, can you imagine the damage that's going to be done? So there's a lot of different ways to craft fighters, whether it be through your coaching, whether it be through the different things that they allow, and it's super fun. And you do earn, different XP bonuses to level up these coaches and get these things up on the way. And it's just super fun. Also with coaches, you can view other coaches to see if they can fit your style. If they fit your style better, you can see the sign-in fee, the fame fee, and just like the gyms, there's certain thresholds that you have to reach before you can sign these different coaches. If there's another coach that you do get access to that's better, you will have to wait till your contract is over with your other coach. And when you jump on these coaches, you don't unlock all of the traits. You have to build affinity with that coach over time. The coach gives you a grade after each fight, and that's how your affinity is wrapped up. I love that detail. I love that you have to grow with your coach. You have to build that affinity. That affinity is basically basically that trust, letting that coach know that you're, listening and responding well to the things that they're telling you to do. You get goals, and as you knock them down, you earn more traits with the coach. This was a fire feature, and once again, just setting the bed perfectly for things that you can build on when it comes to a boxing game. This is Undisputed 1. If they're paying this much attention to detail in the first game, can you imagine what's in store for the future or even future updates of this game? This is only the early access, and we haven't even gotten into the real release yet. And look at how much detail they paid attention to, man. Fight Night didn't do this, and not to just keep bringing Fight Night into it, not to even bring EA down. It's just to show that this is the next level in the evolution of boxing gaming. Because the same way that I went through that rabbit hole of the coaching, you can do the same thing with Cutman. Cutman each come with different things that's going to help your attributes and give you bonuses as well. You can't upgrade them the way you can upgrade the coaches. However, you can see what you're lacking in the fighter that you crafted, and a certain coach may work for you perfectly. And if you know these coaches at a time, if you played through this, you can kind of snipe and create an OP fighter. So those are the little tips and tricks that I'm trying to give you. If you play around with some styles and learn the style you like, if you see some coaches and you see the coaches you like, next time going in and creating a fighter, you know what works for you, and you really can do some fire things with building some different type of fighters in this game, with just how they made the team system, the ranking system, the gyms, and even the managers, man. The managers, some are really good negotiators, some have really good fame bonuses, some are really good at getting you that money, and some just have the influence to get next to them top fighters and get you the fight that you want. And as you go up, same system, you have to unlock these different guys who come with different perks. But I love this system, and I love what Undisputed has done to lay the foundation and add these little complex things that add on to each other to build on the gaming experience, guys. But yeah, man, this is amazing. And like I said, when we go into the objectives are another thing that is super important, because these objectives, whether it be stat objectives, pro career, or challenges, they all can come with different perks that will also help your fighter. And as you knock these challenges down, you're gonna get extra boost to get you extra foot up on the competition. So you're gonna want to pay attention to these as well. You're gonna want to basically pay attention to every tab, because it is super important on your journey to crafting the fighter that you want to create and building that legendary OP fighter, man. So we got through most of the tabs, and there's so many things that we could get into when it comes to the career mode of this game, but I definitely wanted to just lay a nice foundation in the first video, showing you guys a little bit of everything and going into detail slightly. But we will add on and give you guys a part 2. So if you want more videos like this, hit that like button. We're gonna try to shoot for 50 likes on this video. If you guys get us to 50 likes on this video, we're gonna drop a part 2 and give you some more in-depth looks at what those attributes do, and some directional punches things as well. Appreciate you guys for all the support, man. The live streams have been going crazy. Road to the Undisputed release, and I can't wait, guys. If you want to get in tune with a giveaway, be sure to check our community tab, and welcome to the Moolahverse, man. Peace.